Borum, thank you for joining me today. You've built a thriving design build firm and bespoke furniture brand that is known for meticulous craftsmanship and elegant spaces. But what makes your story extremely extraordinary is the way you've woven a deeply personal mission into your business. And as a survivor as well of human trafficking, you turned your own trauma into a catalyst for healing others, right? And so today, I want to talk about how not only do you use design to beautify spaces, but you use it to restore lives is really what we're talking about here. We'll have an opportunity to bring G in on this as well to get some of his perspective. But, together you two are proving that a for-profit enterprise can be a purpose-driven venture, right, that supports other things much larger than what it appears to be on the surface. So let's start off, if we could, by talking about both these ventures, from designing Borum Design Build and Form and Flow.
Yes.
And kind of how you use those tools for reaching other people. But I want to come and bring it back to the inception about how you came up with the idea for these two businesses. Like, talk through that if you could for me.
Sure. So Borum Design Build is a one-stop shop that we combining design and architectural document set production. At the same time, we manage construction process all in one place. When I've been working as an interior designer over 16 years and trained by big commercial interior design companies, and I've been often finding that these three main components are very close to each other, but it doesn't always come together, as it's supposed to. So from working in this industry, long enough and figuring out that, there gonna be some better, way to manage this, because most of the time clients looking for construction partners first. And then they realize that what they want to do needs code research, like building code research and permit process. And they ask construction partners to recommend some architects who can draw the construction document. And then they realize that interior design is another huge animal that they need to deal with, so that most of the time they ask architectural professional if they know anyone interior designer. So for me, it always comes from, like, how should I say, outside, inside, but human doesn't live outside, right? Human lives inside. So I was thinking, it would have been much easier and much efficient, much powerful if we actually design inside out. But most of the time we design outside in. So I was so lucky enough to have such a talented architect like my husband. So we're starting to kind of developing this amazing team, so that we have an in-house architect and architectural department who can conduct all the permit sets and permit process in-house. And while architects is working with the client, they also working with interior designer at the same time. So we don't get into a problem that they haven't actually faced until it comes later, right? So we can kind of always think about inside and outside together. At the same time, we budgeting together at the same time, so that the budget spreadsheet and the schedule spreadsheet is actually creating at the same time while we are designing. So another thing that I wanted to help my client is that, you have a beautiful vision, you have a beautiful concept, you have a beautiful design, but you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take. And that's actually main source and main concern, right? So we always come up with this timely scheduled construction plan. And it cannot be like super precise, but rough budget together. So they can look at it as estimated schedule and budget, so they know what they are signing up for, even before they are studying or buying a property or signing a lease.
So the fact that you can streamline kind of part of this from end to end in-house helps you with the timeline that they would have, which obviously would save them money as well, but also give them a better projection on their project, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I want to jump into this vein here for just a second. I want to be sensitive also to this other topic that we don't have an opportunity all the time to speak with or about, I should say, and that is about human trafficking. And I'll get a little bit more into the story from your angle, if you would, but from a brief synopsis, if you could share with me how that impacted how you do design and build. Like, where does that fit into the equation?
Yes.
And I think, let me preface it with this. I think you kind of already alluded to something that maybe you're going to go into, maybe not, but how you spoke of you start from the inside out versus from the outside in. So I think that's more than just a logistical way of thinking of things. You're thinking of something much deeper. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Speak to that if you could.
Oh yeah. So when you're talking to me about that, a word that came into my mind is Hebrew word called poema. Poema means masterpiece. But masterpiece comes from very raw material.
Yeah.
And a lot of time I think about myself, I was also very rough and had some, not perfect and just so raw, rough material. But I look back and think about my life, how it all happened to me right now. It was all process and every single thing had to happen that way. It took me a while to understand that.
Yeah. So, okay. That's pretty profound, I think, because most people would look at a past traumatic experience as a reason not to see the beauty in things. And it sounds like you've learned to see the beauty in things as a result of it. And so that shapes how you approach design as a whole. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been thinking more than 25 years that this should not be shared. Sorry for my coffee machine.
No, it's fine.
It will off just like
We'll have to get an espresso here in just a second. Good.
Sorry, could you say again?
Yeah, you're saying most people would discourage you from sharing this aspect of your life, but it sounds like you're at a place in your life now where you don't want to, and neither do you think you should. Is that?
Yeah, I've been keeping this a secret for 25 years, and I didn't think this story had any value in it, and I wanted to hide it as much I could, like I didn't want the world to know about this story. Like I wanted to hide it. I wanted to hide it so badly. Then I married to my husband, G, and you're no longer by yourself. You're not single lady anymore. You're with someone 24/7. And I've been finding myself like, wait a minute, I am not normal. like I'm not normal. So I'm laughing, but I'm just realizing it. Gosh, I have something to work on in my heart, like, and I cannot keep my darkness hidden because I'm trying so hard to hide it. It comes out to something abnormal, Then I've been asking, my God, what should I do? What should I do? And he told me, share your story with your husband. And I'm like, wow. Lord, if I can keep this a secret with one person only, and everybody knows about this story, but if I can hide this story from one person, it's my husband. I want my husband to understand me as a pure woman.
Sure.
No no past
Yeah.
or whatever.
No
you know?
secrets.
I want him to know me as a white as dove. But what happened to me when I was 14 years old was evil. I was kept for more than 5 days. I actually don't remember. And I escaped and I called my mom. And it's the time that nobody even had a beeper.
Right.
So there was like a pay phone booth and I called and my mom came. South Korea. In South Korea, you know, you can drive everywhere within 6 hours. It's smaller than California. So she picked me up. She knew something happened to me. I knew she knows of something.
Sure.
Something happened, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about it. We never talked about it.
Never?
She was just happy that I was alive.
Yeah.
And our family was dealing with many different things. And I remember her face very gray. I don't know like how person face can be so gray, but I remember her face was like gray. And if I share with her what happened to me, I thought she will be just scared. So I just kept it and we never talked about it. Nobody asked anything. We just moved on. And the whole time, 25 years, I've been telling myself, it's my fault. It's my fault. And whatever it happened, you know, nobody should know about this. If I don't say anything, nobody will know it actually didn't happen. So I realized that I've been putting a mask. And putting the mask was so much burden on me. So when I come home, you know, the darkness comes out, you know, the sadness comes out. And this, I was basically captive in the darkness for 25 years.
Right.
And just kept it like that.
That's a pretty heavy burden to carry.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 25 years. And so when God told me to share that with my husband, first person in the whole world, I was like, please don't tell me that I should do that. You know, I'm not gonna do that. And I was just like wrestling with it so long time. I finally talked to him, not so literally, because I was just cannot share that so literally.
Yeah. And
what he told me was actually beginning of the healing. He's a man with few words, and when he says it has so much meaning. What he said was just one sentence, and I felt my heart was melting down, and I felt such a comfort I never felt before. And I know God used the G to speak to me that very specific word. What he said is, I am so sorry. I did not know you that time. Boy, you met me when I was 29 years old, you know, and we got married in 2012. And of course you never met me. You met me in San Francisco. But the sentence that he told me, just a like short sentence, just like healed me, starting to healing me, that he's accepting me. He's okay with me. He's not rejecting me.
Yeah, which is what you were afraid of.
Yeah. This lies in my head for 25 years was telling me, if people know what happened to you, you'll be done.
Right.
You'll be rejected. Everything will be done. But it was actually opposite. Once I brought this darkness into the light, this voice flee away. They cannot put their hands on me anymore because I came out to light already.
Right.
There's nothing they can hold me anymore. So I experienced that on that night when I share my deepest story with my husband.
And I'm sure that dramatically impacted you and how you serve other people and your clients, because now you can be your authentic self, right? You're not hiding behind anything and putting on a facade, a face, where, you know, my guess is, I don't know, this is more of a question, I guess, but my guess is that when that was revealed and taken off your shoulders, that probably allowed you two to collaborate in a new way that allowed you to actually do what you do best, but with excellence. Is that true?
Yes. I think God gave me a spirit of excellence, and I am very, very grateful for it. And my project and everything that I do is started from empathy because I understand the pain and I understand how hard it can be, you know. So when I start my project, I really want to connect with my client as a person, understanding who they are and understanding their business, what they want to do, you know?
Yeah. It's not just a transaction.
Exactly. So it's a storytelling. And I think everyone has a story to tell, and every story has such a beauty in it. And I'm basically a person who is kind of like discovering that and put those story in the right place in a space, as a form,
Visually.
yes, as an environment.
Yeah.
So when they come into the space, they don't have to know the exact story, but they will feel in that moment when they're engaging with this business or person that, wow, this is just more than a business. Oh, this is just more than a transaction. This is way more than that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty interesting. Yeah. I want to understand a little bit more about how your businesses help with this other overarching mission that we alluded to earlier, which is helping to combat others that may have gone through similar experiences that you did, or in the midst of it. And I understand some months back you came back from, a project overseas where you were kind of helping support initiatives that women are caught up in. And that's part of what drives you guys as a mission and part of how you maybe allocate some of the resources you have towards those things. From a business perspective or a functional perspective, how does one do that? How does one balance, I need to do business, I need to make money, I need to pay the payroll, I need to pay bills, I need to pay for overhead and sourcing materials, etc., to allocating towards something that we really are passionate about combating. How do you do that as a business owner, UNG?
Well, it seems to be very impossible for me like 7 years ago. Now it became so simple for me right now. Like the way I think of my life and my business, literally 180-degree flipped. And now I'm just doing everything differently. So I was thinking, mission and business has to be separate. And I was so afraid of merging mission into business. And I thought that would be impossible.
Why?
Fear of a man.
Fear of what people would think.
Fear of a man, what people would think. And, if I lose my clients, but you know what? Just like my story is not everyone's story, and I do believe that some people are not ready to hear my story.
Sure.
My story is pretty real and raw and heavy. Just like that, what we do as a company might not be for everyone either, right?
Sure.
But I'm speaking to very specific people. If that stirs your heart, I think that's actually amazing,
Yeah. So it reminds me that, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but it's an adage in the marketing world that says that there's an audience for everybody. And too many times people try to cater their message to everybody versus just building your message that's true. And those that are meant to capture it will find it. Right. And that's what you remind me of. That's what you're saying is reminding me of, that you're honing in on your mission, not just as a businesswoman, but as a person. And as a result of that, the people that are meant to do business with you, the people that are meant to be impacted by, mission and support initiatives that you're after, they're going to be the ones that you come in contact with and cross paths with. It's natural. It's going to happen no matter what. It's part of your purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to talk also about another practical thing, if you would, that for many it might be kind of complicated. At one point in time, I could say even myself, when I was venturing into the space of sourcing materials and whatnot, I found that to be complicated and challenging as well. How did you go about learning the ins and outs, and what have you found as, I guess, the most efficient way of you sourcing materials for, fulfilling these types of projects that you're after? Is it relationships that have been built over time? Is it things that you were schooled in doing and you've learned how to do it from other people, or what's the process of that?
Oh, well, yes, we are very grateful that we graduated the college who teaches very, very supported education over 5 years for G and for 4 years for me. But I think all the relationship that it built up is from working experience. And as a commercial interior designer, we've been in partnership with furniture manufacturer, furniture dealers, and installers, and also repair professionals for furniture. Furniture is a big part of the project, and we tend to think about it at the end. But I always talk to my client to think about audio and video and furniture a little earlier than what you think you need to think about. Because those three are taking a huge budget out of your project most of the time. So, and those three are, people normally tends to think about it at the end. And there's like surprise. I feel like, I was so lucky enough opening up these doors overseas because I wasn't really afraid of talking to people from other countries.
Sure.
Not that I speak all the languages, and I'm so grateful because each time when I'm working with a person in a different country, I have someone in my team who speak their language.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that we could be able to minimize any communication challenges. And when we work with these manufacturers in other countries and also other partners, we try to think it is a mission, and we try to build like very meaningful relationship with them. I can go like a few stories that are really cool, but I think we don't have time for it. But like really awesome things happening in our work relationships, and my design team always talks about it. Like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe he's that, and that he did that for us, and like opening up that like that, and he wants to work with us, and she wants to work with us. Like who we are, like we're not like a huge company, right? So yeah, it's very interesting.
So the relationships are what you attribute a lot of that to.
Yeah.
I gotcha. That's cool. I want to bring in, if we could, the other part of this powerful combination of yours with G. We'll bring him in as well to share with us a little bit, but I want to ask you particularly about this dynamic of working in business with a spouse. Some might think that's a recipe for disaster. You spend that much time with each other. How do you guys balance out, the relationship of working together, being at home together all the time, kids together? In some ways, I would think it's almost natural. Like if I don't know, what do you think about it? Like, how do you guys navigate this?
I get that question very often.
Do you?
Yeah, but I don't know what he thinks about it, but I love working with him. I mean, like I enjoy working with him. You know,
Speaking of,
yes,
speaking of, we got G up in here.
yes.
Go ahead, you can join us, G. Maybe I'll just have you share the mic with each other though, when he shares.
Sure.
G, we've been talking about you a little bit.
All right.
But I was just asking her about the dynamic of being in business with your spouse. Some people would think that it's a nightmare. Others would say, hey, it's a match made in heaven. This would be the perfect scenario. Like she says she loves working with you, but she's not sure what you think about her.
I mean, it's always the learning curve, right? And then when she started a business, I was still working at a 9 to 5 job with other architecture company.
Okay.
And once in a while, she asks for like a little thing. And then, when we start working together, like I kind of bring like husband-wife relationship into the work is very different in like work environment. Like in work environment, very like dry and it's just like ask to do this and I do that and that's it. But like in mixing, the working together and husband and wife relationship was like kind of like tough at the beginning, but we learn the way, and we don't kind of the task is little. So each of us has our own strengths, so we kind of delegate different part, and we're trying to stay away from that.
The other
area.
person's responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you often talk about there was a like how business normally formed back in the time. It's been family businesses, right?
Right.
Using different talents, husband and wife, and also children learn from what their parents does, and they take over the legacy and the business. And yeah, we are so grateful that our kids are hearing when we are having a business meeting over the dinner table, and when we are going out for a evening walk to the park. And that's actually we brainstorm our ideas and thinking about some directions and things like that. And our kids like really enjoy that, like wow, mom and dad are working together. And around our son already starting to talking about, oh, I'm going to have world the best hamburger business. And it's amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome. A question for you, G, about leaving your traditional 9 to 5, corporate sector to now you're working independently, finding clients. How have you found the transition of servicing clients with precision and what they're asking for, while at the same time being able to honor your own creative side, your own creative vision to it? Because oftentimes I think as a creative, which I consider you a creative, right, in what you do, there can be barriers perceptibly of things that you can't touch, right? But how do you balance being able to meet an expectation while still allowing your creativity to flourish?
So as we started the business, doing business together, I realized I'm not really like entrepreneurial, or I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like learn the way, and it's still mostly Borum is reaching out to the client and all this to doing the like I don't know how to match the fabric or like do that, but I can be creative in terms of like solving problems.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Earlier we were talking about, how you integrate your mission into what you do as business. I want to get your take on how this came about and how you've been inspired to also take part in this as a duo, right? You're one. And how you going into business, not just to, you know, pay payroll, but to impact lives. Like, how are you inspired to then champion that as well? And what is your take on that?
So I've been watching her the process of healing, and then yeah, I've been I so I decide to be a good supporter. Like realize that just being with her is very helpful for her to going through her journey of healing, and later on, actually, we actually were doing the missionary out in Philippines, and yeah, my heart like was broken. Like those are the scenes I never experienced, and there, um, there's no other people really helping them beside than the people are with us.
So without people inspired to go help them, they're
Yeah.
left to themselves. Wow. Okay. I hadn't even thought about that. As crazy as that is, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So you really see a need that just outweighs, you know, the capacity for most to see that there's a need. And you're like, if not me, who?
Right. Yeah.
I see.
And also the organization we've been working with is called the White Belt Retier. They're founded in Boise, so they're saving girls from the red light district, and then they give them a foundation to like take the next step out of the street, and then and go out in their way, like throughout the education and everything. But we saw the gap in between. So after they graduate the program, some girls continue what they've been doing, but some girls kind of they're lost in terms of like what they're gonna do, what is future,
Next steps.
next step.
Yeah.
So we saw that the Borum saw the opportunity, so we kind of fill that gap.
Is that in the form of career opportunities or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because most of them, that's what they see as a career, right? Like as if that's the only option, right?
You want to talk detail more about?
Okay. Well, I think we came up with the word, what we were doing, we call it faith in action. And there is a slogan on what it says, her God-given career. So going back to the word poema, that we are helping these girls understanding they are not broken, they're not lost, they are in process of becoming a masterpiece. So we also encourage them to take an action in that faith, that they're not something what word telling them to be. Who they are is greater, has not been discovered yet because of the circumstances that was out of control.
Yeah.
But now they find their identity and true talent and gift that is discovered by God. And we're just becoming older brother and older sister going up there as people who went through some more steps in the career path, giving them encouragement, helping them how to write a resume. And amazingly, there's like a local business owners hearing what we are doing came in partnership with us, gave them motivational speech, basically telling them, we're going to protect your identity, where you're coming from. We don't have to, broadcast it
Right.
unless you want to. Like me, right? Bringing darkness to light, but we want to hire you. We want to expedite your resume because you're a survivor, but we want you to thrive.
Yeah.
Not just the surviving. We want beyond the surviving. We want you guys to thrive, just like how God worked in my life. I was, broken, lost, taken, right? But now I'm a wife, and I'm a mother, and I'm a business owner. There's nothing impossible. And I want to see next to business owner among those group that we are helping. I want to see next to professors, next to, I don't know, politicians, nurse, I don't know, doctors. Yeah, we want to see them to find their true career that is given by God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. You said exactly what I was thinking. That's, you're helping them find their identity because it's been shattered, over time from experiences that they've had. And through what you're doing, you're giving them hope, which without hope, people die, right? And that's pretty powerful. That's pretty amazing. So, I mean, that answers another question I had about, kind of future plans or envisioning future plans, which I know it's to bring more opportunities for people to find career paths, to find what their calling is in life and how to pursue that, etc. For Borum Design, Build, and Form and Flow, what's your long-term vision for these enterprises?
Well, so Borum Design Build is our bread and butter that we've been doing quite a while. And Form and Flow, God blessed us to have our own furniture brand that represent Holy Spirit in the form.
Yes.
I can go like another hour to talk about how this name came up, but basically form represent the furniture that we're creating, and the flow represent the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit in the Bible, it describe it as wind sometimes, or form of the dove. So our furniture brand logo is a shape of the origami dove. Why we named that is that the whole story, how we get into this business and how it actually happened, was not possible. I'm telling you, it was not possible, but it happened like this. It was very profound, and it was very surprising, So we kind of like prayed together that, Lord, we're gonna give this business to you and do what you can do. And God is touching our heart. Whoever sit or touch on the furniture, they would feel the Holy Spirit in a way how their life, each individual need at the moment. And even the business transaction and relationship will covered by this peace and comfort and assurance to the partners, and they feel, wow, this has been something different. It wasn't just about the business,
Yeah.
So our dream is that they understand when they're purchasing our furniture, when they design a space or building with us, they're not just getting a beautiful space or beautiful furniture. They're actually part of the fight and part of the cause. We become one team fighting for same cause, fighting against the human trafficking and giving the hope and freedom to the girls and children who absolutely deserve,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And in terms of operation, we are middle of interviewing and setting up the furniture factory in Philippines. So we can ideally we can hire the girls from the street in our factory, have a start a career there. And also we are the middle of setting up the non-profit organization
Nice.
right now.
Wow. Wow. You guys are hard at it. That's amazing. You know, for anybody that might be listening to this and they're like, wow, how are they doing all this? What would be some parting wisdom, if you would, or encouragement for entrepreneurs that are listening to this and maybe inspired by what you're saying, or maybe they're struggling through specific processes through entrepreneurship because it could be daunting. What encouragement or word of wisdom would you give somebody?
I mean, kind of like there's a lot of people says almost same thing, but like you have to
Good.
at some point you have to like jump into the water. Yes.
The deep end of the pool.
The deep end of the pool. Yeah. I know you're scared, and because we don't know how it's gonna pan out, but you have to trust what you do and what you have, and yeah, you have to go for it. And it's gonna take time. I've seen Borum how she started, and then sometimes there's a lot of struggle, and there's at the first few years, it, like feel like there's like self-doubting, but you have to keep endure and go through it.
And you watch it.
Well, like I used to say, fake it until make it, but I actually changed it like a few years back. Faith it until you make it. Believe it. And just like when you let things go on your hand that you're holding so tight, that's when the greater purpose, greater things will come to you. So don't be afraid of, like he said, jump in. If not now, then when?
Yeah. That's awesome. You know, both of you inspire me. I would say that what you're doing from not just a design perspective and an architectural perspective, but what you're doing on a humanitarian perspective is both bold and admirable. So I want to thank you both for sharing with me today. I appreciate you guys a ton.
Thank you so much.
We
You
appreciate you.
inspired us.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
You got it.